Hello everybody, it's Maikito. I hope everybody's having a good day and has had a good day so far. When it comes to today's slate, I believe it is Thursday. There are Europa League games, there are Conference League games. I am getting this video out early, mainly because I do need to be in bed early. But I know PrizePicks pretty much doesn't have any normal lines out. Underdog does have more normal lines out, but there's not as many plays to look through as I really wanted to. Hence why there could have been more picks, but there isn't. But as always, if I do have any added plays, it will be in the pinned comment. Again, not sure if I'm gonna have some. I didn't have some in the last video just because I didn't really find anything that I did like. And you guys know I'm never gonna force any picks. But if I do have some, they will be in the pinned comment. So keep an eye out for those if you do want more added plays. But other than that, I'll just get straight into the plays. The first player prop that I found that I like, this one is on Underdog, and that's Pedro Porro to go higher than 0.5 shots away from home for Tottenham going up against Frankfurt. He's the right back that always presses forward whenever they go to attack. He's always pushing forward. He's crossing the ball, getting in those areas. He overlaps. He's averaged 1.37 shots per 90 in the Prem and 1.83 in the Europa League. And he is a long shot taker between the Prem and the Europa League together. He's taken 32 from outside the box and 19 from inside the box. And he will also take those free kicks if they're on that right side of the box, which is good for us. And I like that. And whenever they're on corners, he's not a player that's in the box for corners, but he is a player that's sitting right outside the box for corners. And a lot of his shots that he has taken have came from those situations. Sometimes Tottenham just cross the ball, and then sometimes they play short, and then Pedro Porro, who sometimes is open outside the box, and he takes those shots as well. And I mentioned that as well because Frankfurt tend to allow long shots, which is what I like as well. And on average, between both Prem and both Bundesliga and Europa League, they have a lot on average 14 shots, which is good. And he went over in the first game, and he was with one shot, and he scored from that. And Tottenham in general took 10 shots in that game, which they should have taken more. They shot slightly below what Frankfurt allowed, but even then he still went over with that one shot. And in the last game against Wolves in the Premier League, which was played after the Frankfurt game in between, he didn't play that game. So he's well rested, which is what I like. And the game is tied, so both teams need to attack, which means he's going to push forward. And with Son out, that's just more responsibility for him to go up. And at 0.5, I like this line. I like Pedro Porro to go higher than 0.5 shots. And then the second player prop that I found that I like, this one is on PrizePicks, and it is a safer play. That's Valentín Castellanos to go higher than 2.5 shots at home for Lazio, going up against Bodo Glimt. I took him last time they played, but he didn't start. But he should start this game. He is set to start according to what the projections say. He was rested in the last league game as well, so he has plenty of rest. And Lazio lost 2-0 in the first game, so they need to shoot in general, which is good against a team like Bodo Glimt because on average, they have allowed 19.7 shots to opponents after 6 away games in the Europa League, which is a lot. Glimt's shots in general jump a lot when they play away compared to home when it comes to the amount they allow. And Castellanos, whenever he started before he had that injury, he averaged 4.22 shots per 90 in the Serie A. And it's a good game for him to refine his form that he had before, mainly because 1, he's at home, 2, he's well rested, and 3, they have to shoot against a team that allows a lot of shots. And he will take long shots as well. In the league, he's taking 63 from inside, 24 from outside. And he is, even though he's 5'10", which is relatively tall for a soccer player in general, he has won 77% of the aerial duels. So he will get those chances. He needs to shoot. It's just whether he takes those shots. And again, they just need to shoot in general. It's a good safe line that I like. So I like Valentín Castellanos to go higher than 2.5 shots. Before I get into the money line plays, as always, I really appreciate it if everybody liked the video, commented as well. It's a good way to boost the video out to more people, and it's a good way to support the channel as well. I try to read all the comments and answer them to the best of my abilities. Well, especially when you guys ask questions, because I know a lot of you guys that don't that watch these videos don't actually watch soccer and just follow these plays because I'm the one posting them. So I really appreciate all those comments. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, turn on notifications so you're notified when these videos go out. And if you want to get notified as well, not from just YouTube, you can join the Discord. It is not a premium, it is completely free in the description. I notify people there as well when the videos go out to the public. And it's a good community I'm trying to build, whether people post their own plays, you can talk about your plays, talk during the games and other sports. Again, more than welcome to join in the description. And if you want to support the channel just a little more and also get the videos out even earlier than what you usually would, I do have the membership. Those that are members already got this video and these plays before it went out to the public. So again, if you want to join that, link in the description. Same with all my links for everything else, linked in the description as well. So I really want to thank anybody who supports me in any way. We hit day 2. We are on to day 3. Again, if you're following the ladder challenge, this will be day 3. But if you're not, this is just a normal slip. It's for minus 112. And the first play is higher than 1.5 Lazio goals going up against Bodo Glimt. First of all, they need to score at least 2 in general to stay in it, without even counting Bodo Glimt of whether they can score or not, which I'm not sure if they can. Lazio in general need to score at least 2 because they lost 2-0 in that first game. They had a bad first game, but now they're at home and they can turn it around. I mentioned earlier with the Castellanos play that Bodo Glimt allow a lot of shots, on average allowing 19.7 shots to opponents in 6 away games in the Europa League, and their form in general dropped significantly when they play away. They've been a great home team, winning pretty much all their games, but if you look at the games that they have played in the Europa League away from home, starting from the first game, they had a 3-save man of the match performance from their keeper against Union. They had a 10 saves, 2.54 goals expected from Braga. They scored 1, I believe. They should have scored at least 2. They had plenty of opportunities. They conceded 3 against Man U. They conceded 1 against Nice, gave them 16 shots. They conceded 2 against Twente, conceded 2 against Olympiacos. So in general, opponents will either score those 2, or the only reason why they don't is because the keeper had a good performance. But Lazio here is a good team, and I expect them to convert their chances. They have scored 2+ and 7 out of the 10 games in the Europa League. So in general, it's a 70% hit rate there. And they have scored 30 goals in 16 games at home in the Serie A, and they have converted 35% of chances in the Europa League and 33% in the Serie A. Their attack is fully healthy, and at the end of the day, I trust them to get the job done, especially because they play much better at home and Bodo Glimt play much worse away. They need to score those goals, and I believe they will. So like higher than 1.5 Lazio goals going up against Bodo Glimt. And then the second play that I found for this slip is Bilbao to score the first goal going up against Rangers. Bilbao, first of all, main reason why I like this play is because they're really good defensively when they play at home. I'm not even sure if Rangers can even score a goal in this game. They have conceded only 10 goals in 16 home games in the league, which gives them the best defensive record. And in 5 home games in the Europa League, they have only conceded 2 goals, and both of the goals that they conceded were in the second half. And I mentioned that obviously because just like the last day, slip in day 2, I said that more than likely goals can, at least one, will happen in the first half, but much more likely that it comes from Bilbao as opposed to Rangers in general. And if you look at the games that they have played so far in the league, they have conceded 2 goals at home in 16 games in the first half, up to 8 goals in 16 games in the first half when they played at home. So they've only conceded 2 times in 16 games and 0 in the Europa League. So they're really good defensively, especially in the first half. They're more likely to concede in the second half. And when it comes to Rangers, when they played away in the league after 17 games, they have scored 12 goals and conceded 15, up to scoring 20 and only conceding 10. So they have a worse attack and a worse defense when they play in the first half compared to the second half. So again, that correlates with us, which is good. And Bilbao is a relatively clinical team that converted 37% of the shots on target that they've taken at home in La Liga and 38% in the Europa League. And when it comes to when they've played away compared to at home, they have actually averaged 3.7 shots in both League and Europa when they played away, up to 5.1 and 6.4 in La Liga and Europa. So they take more shots at home. They will convert them. I just trust them more, especially because they're playing at home, and I see Rangers really struggling in this game. Besides, like I mentioned, this prop has hit in all 5 games at home in the Europa League, mainly because they have a great defense. So I just trust them much more, and I like this play. I like Bilbao to score the first goal against Rangers, and that's a slip that I like for minus 112. Thank you everybody for watching. Quickly going to our last video's picks as always. It was a 3-2 day. Not bad, not great. Could have been better, but it was still a pretty good day. We've won more than we lost. The 2 that hit when it came to player prop wise, Sane to take at least 2 shots, he went over. Pope to get 3 saves, he went over. And then we had the ladder challenge that obviously hit. We had Newcastle to score first. They demolished Crystal Palace 5-0. And then Arsenal, when it came to the corner plays, that one was pretty sweat free as well. So we hit those. And the 2 that missed was Mbappe to shoot. First of all, in general, Madrid had another bad game. They didn't shoot. And then Harry Kane to go over on passes. Honestly, I didn't watch that game, so I'm not sure what happened there, but he did go under, unfortunately. But it was a 3-2 day, and hopefully we can do better when it comes to this slate with Europa and Conference League games. Again, a lot of the picks are announced. There's not as many picks as I thought I would be able to find. But as always, if I do have any added plays, they will be in the pinned comment on this video. But other than that, I hope everybody has a good night, a good day, and we can cash out tomorrow.